Genesis chapter 43. But the famine grew in strength upon the land. And it came to pass, when they completed eating up the grain which they brought from Egypt, that their father said to them, "In again going, you buy us a small amount of foods." And Judah said to him, saying, "The man bore witness by testifying to us, the master of the land, saying, You shall not see my face, if your younger brother should not come with you. If then you send our brother with us, we will go down, and we will buy foods for you. But if you do not send our brother with us, we will not go. For the man said to us, saying, You shall not see my face, if your younger brother should not be with you." And Israel said, "Why did you do evil to me, announcing to the man that there is to you a brother?" And they said, "In asking, the man asked of us and our family, saying, Does our father still live? And if there is to us a brother?" And we reported to him according to this questioning. We did not know that he would say to us, "You bring your brother." And Judah said to Israel his father, "You send the lad with me, and rising up let us go, that we may live and not die, even we and you and our belongings. I will look out for him. From out of my hand you seek him. If I do not lead him to you and set him before you, I will be sinning against you all the days. For if we had not slowed, already even we should have returned twice." And Israel their father said to them, "If so it is, this you do. You take from the fruits of the earth in your containers, and bring to the man gifts of balm, and of honey, and incense, and balsam, and terebinth resin, and walnuts. And you take double silver in your hands, and the silver being returned in your bags, you return it with you. Perhaps it is by ignorance. And you take your brother, and rising, go down to the man. And my God give to you favor before the man, even to send your brother, the other one, and Benjamin. For as much as I indeed have been made childless, I have been made childless." And the men taking these gifts also took the double silver in their hands, and Benjamin, and rising up they went down into Egypt, and stood before Joseph. And Joseph saw them, and Benjamin his brother, the one born of the same mother. And he said to the one over his house, "Bring the men into the house, and slay the things offered for sacrifices, and prepare. For the men will eat with me breads at midday." And the man did as Joseph said, and he brought the men into the house of Joseph. And the men, seeing that they were brought into the house of Joseph, said, "On account of the silver returned in our bags in the beginning, we are brought in, to extort us, and to place charge upon us, to take us as servants and our donkeys." And coming forward to the man over the house of Joseph, they spoke to him in the vestibule of the house, saying, "We beseech you, O master, we went down in the beginning to buy foods, and it happened when we came to rest up, and we opened our bags, that thus the silver was in each of his bag. We return now our silver with the weight in our hands, and we brought other silver with ourselves to buy foods. We do not know who put the silver in our bags." And he said to them, Kindness be to you, do not fear. Your God and the God of your fathers, he gave to you treasures in your bags. And your silver, in approving, I receive. And he led out to them Simeon. And he brought water to wash their feet, and gave fodder to their donkeys. And they prepared the gifts until Joseph came at midday, for they heard that he was about to dine there. And Joseph entered into the house, and they brought to him the gifts which they had in their hands into the house, and did obeisance to him upon their face upon the ground. And he asked them, How have you been? And he said to them, Is your father in health? The old man whom you spoke of, still he lives? And they said, He is in health. Your servant, our father, still lives. And he said, Blessed be that man by God. And bowing, they did obeisance to him. And looking up with his eyes, he saw Benjamin his brother, the one born of the same mother. And he said, This is your brother, the younger, whom you spoke to me to bring? And he said, God show mercy to you, child. And Joseph was disturbed, for his innards contracted over his brother, and he was seeking to weep, and he entered into the storeroom to weep there. And he washed his face, and coming forth he controlled himself, and said, You place the breads. And they placed a setting to him alone, and to them by themselves, and to the Egyptians dining with him by themselves. For the Egyptians were not able to eat breads with the Hebrews, for it is an abomination to the Egyptians. And they seated before him the firstborn according to their seniority, and the younger according to his youth. And the men each were looking amazed at his brother. And they lifted away the portions from him to them. And the portion of Benjamin was magnified over the portions of all, 5-fold over those. And they drank and became intoxicated with him.